going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Sorry I didn't go live last night. Took the night off. Just random night. You know, streaming every night. You just kind of get down. So took a night off. Anyways, let's move on to tonight. I've got a weird one. Potentially a little scary. But he was caught. So it's just, we're just going to call it weird. But scary for the female involved. Anyways, it's kind of a long one. It's about a 40-minute hearing, and the judge does a lot of yelling. This is Judge, is it O'Donnell? I put it in the description. I think it's Judge O'Donnell. He's the one up near Cleveland, Ohio. Don't remember exactly where in Ohio. He's in that area. He's in the Lake Erie area of Ohio. But yeah, we've got a lot of nicknames for him. Judge Grumpy is kind of the one that comes up a lot just because he's always yelling. And then he has the epic, mic drop as he walks off the bench. And he does that here too, but it cuts out right when he does it, so we don't get to see the whole thing, but he does do it, so we'll get to see it. All right, I'm rambling. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go. All right, apparently I didn't cut this out. Usually I keep this a little bit in so you can hear what the defendant says to his attorney. I don't think you can hear anything though. Maybe you can. Kelly! Nope, missed it. Kelly, thank you so much for the 7 months. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly. I do appreciate it. All right. Hopefully this doesn't last long. It's only about 30 seconds, but maybe we can hear something.
We were previously in court on August 27th, 2024, where the defendant pled.
I have no idea what wizardry the judge just pulled, but he just turned off something because there's that annoying buzzing sound and it just disappeared. Wonder what that was.
Guilty to count 1, menacing by stalking, a felony of the 4th degree in violation of revised code section 2903.211A1. Count 2, menacing by stalking, a felony of the 4th degree in violation of revised code section 2903.211A1. Count 5, violating a protection order, a felony of the 5th degree in violation of revised code section 2919.27A2. Count 7, violating a protection order, a felony of the 5th degree in violation of revised code section 2919.27A2. And count 8, criminal damaging a misdemeanor of the 1st degree in violation of revised code section 2909.06A1. The court ordered a pre-sentence investigation and report and a victim impact statement. The state has had the opportunity to review those reports and is prepared to proceed with sentencing. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Reardon?
Your Honor, I have also reviewed the pre-sentence report and the psychological assessment. I agree that Mr. Union has been inpatient, or if I can call it that. He's been a resident at the Alpha House and treating at the Genesis Center. There's a representative here, Shannon Storm, who is here to offer an update and tell you what has been going on since August the 28th, in addition to what was in the reports. My understanding is that the state and defense are making a joint recommendation to you of community control sanctions. It is my recommendation to you, based on what I read and based on Mr. Union's criminal history and what is significant and relevant here, that the court order community control and order Mr. Union to comply with the recommendations of the assessors, including follow-up treatment and recommendations as indicated. I know that the alleged victim is here and will be making a statement, and it's my understanding.
Well, no longer alleged, right?
Well,
Yes.
correct. My understanding that she will also stand up and say to you that she would like Mr. Union to receive treatment versus incarceration. And I believe given his history, which is all related to abuse of substances and to his relationship with Lauren, which has been on and off and which is currently on and going very, very well. They do have a young child together that they need to work together to raise properly. And I believe so long as Mr. Union continues to do the things he has been doing, that has a chance. I understand that whatever conditions the court may put upon him, if the court goes along with that recommendation, will be stringent and will also potentially include jail, prison time hanging over his head, that if he doesn't, comply with those provisions, then he will suffer those consequences. But I believe he's here before you today to comply. That is his intention, and I believe that the others here will tell you that he's been on a good path to do that, and hopefully the court will agree and give him that chance to do so, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. First off, before I get into the one comment I wanted to respond to, Gene, thank you so much for the 6 months, half a year. That is awesome. Woohoo, indeed. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. All right. Isn't that special? Yeah. Just wait till you hear the case. I feel like his only defense is to try to be the loudest in the room because he's not working with a lot. Just wait. Just wait. Remember, he spoke for about 3 minutes. Again, I don't know how many times I have to say just wait, but let's go.
Who do you want to speak?
I have Shannon Storm from Alpha House?
Genesis.
Center. Okay.
All right, what do you want me to know?
Well, I'll let you know that Brad has completed his IOP. We had sat and made appointments with Signature Health for him to continue IOP outside of the program, and also mental health counseling. But he has participated in every group that he's been asked for. He's 54 days in. Every drug test that he's taken, we do once monthly. I just brought his recent test with us, gave it to his attorney. His tests have come back negative, and he's done really well on getting himself together.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Union, what do you want to tell me? No, Mr. Union.
Okay. It's been a long road since all this happened, and I would just like to assure the courts that none of this will happen again. I've been working a lot, trying to get my mind right, and I just look forward to starting new and getting my life together once I am able to leave.
Well, why did all this happen?
When you mean all this?
Well, I think there's one incident where you barged into her work and started screaming at her.
Oh, that was just in the parking lot of her car. That was just me just looking to answers for our breakup, honestly. We were together and then all of a sudden we weren't, so that was just me looking for some kind of closure.
Well, during the incident, Union showed up at Simpson's lunch break, ripped the door open, and started yelling at her, demanding for his son back. February 13th. That kind of indicates to me you went into the place of work, found where she was.
There was the door of her car.
No?
It was just in the parking lot.
It was the door of her car.
Bad report then. What was the GPS tracker doing on her vehicle?
We had a lot of episodes where we were together and she was leaving all the time, disappearing, drinking alcohol with sometimes our son as well, and just me looking for way to locate her because
So
she
you
would
put
go
the
on.
GPS tracker on her car?
Excuse me?
So you put the GPS tracker on her car,
Yes.
okay?
Katie Zed, good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, we got a weird one, and you just heard it. This guy tracked his girlfriend's car by putting a GPS tracker on it. And I can't believe I have to say this. There is no reason to put a GPS tracker on your girlfriend's car without her knowledge. You know, if she's a delivery driver for Uber and you constantly want to know where she is, I guess if it's consensual, whatever. But if she doesn't know it, there is no good reason to do it. There really isn't. So don't do it. Gene Thomas, again, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. I appreciate it, Gene Thomas. That is generous of you. Membership milestone and a super sticker. Thank you so much, Gene. I do appreciate it. Can one of my mods post Katie Zed's link? I'll do it. I'll go find it. It generally takes me a second to do it on this end because I have too many things open, but I will try to post it if I don't see it in the next couple of seconds. But yeah, Katie Zed has a great channel. Go check her out, please. Go check her out. All right, while I'm paused. Member for 1 month. Thank you so much, Leslie. Full Hunters. Yeah, I know. I was out looking at it before the stream started, listening to Biggin, and listening to some lady yell in Biggin's stream. But yeah, the moon is gorgeous tonight. If you guys have a clear sky tonight, go check it out.
Why did you tell Miss Crook that you didn't put the GPS tracker on her
Who was
car?
Miss Crook?
Miss Crook is the probation officer.
There must have been a miscommunication, and I apologize.
What did he tell you, Jamie?
He told me that it was a rental car and that's why there was a GPS on it, because it was a rental car.
Well,
not-
it was, in fact.
He denied putting the GPS tracker on.
Why did you tell her that?
I do not know. If
Well-
I did miscommunicate that, then I apologize.
That's not a miscommunication, that's a lie, right?
Okay.
Right? So why did you lie to her? Why are you telling me
Because
that
from
you-
the outside, it looks worse than I think it was. However, I do know that it was a mistake doing such things, that's not appropriate to track someone
So-
involuntarily.
So you're here talking to me, so if you're lying to her in the preparation of this report, why am I to believe anything you say? Because you're worried about the appearance of it, so why should I believe
No,
what
I mean,
you're...
I'm not
Because
worried.
now, are you putting on a show for me?
I'm not.
Okay, so why should I believe you when you're lying to her a couple weeks ago?
Because I feel like I am a man of integrity.
Then why are you lying? If you're a man of integrity.
Could be nervous, could be scared.
I know.
I get it.
I just didn't want to look like I was a crazy stalker in the eyes of the courts. That's not what I am.
Well-
You know, these charges imply that I am, but
Well, putting a GPS tracker on who you say is your girlfriend's car kind of makes you look like that, doesn't
yes, I
it?
understand.
Okay.
Yes, I understand.
And so you didn't want me to think that, so you lied to her.
I didn't realize that you would be reading exactly every word that I wrote. It
What
wasn't,
did-
it wasn't about
What does it matter if I was going to read it or not read it? You're trying to curtail your story to your audience then, right? That's what you're telling me.
Not exactly.
No. Okay, so the next day, February 14th, Valentine's Day, you're over at Luke Eddy's house and you shattered the glass on the back deck, the table. Why did you do that?
To be honest, that was an accident. I meant to throw a rock at the roof of the house just to let them know that I was aware, or make them aware that I knew that she was there. It was
Why?
It was an accident hitting a table. I did not mean to inflict any damage to anyone's property.
Why were you throwing a rock at the roof to let them know you were there?
Because I was hurt at the time, because two days prior, we were together, and then I found out via text message via her that she had a new boyfriend. So I was in a lot of pain. I was hurt, and I was alone. she had my son at some new guy's house that I didn't even know about.
So it's okay then what you did?
I didn't ever, it's not okay.
Okay. It's extreme is what it is, right? Or not, is it not extreme?
Yes, it was extreme. The GPS was also extreme.
Yeah, he's justifying way too much for my liking. Everything that the judge says, he is justifying it. You know, the GPS tracker on her car. Oh, well, she was drinking a lot and driving to different bars, and I want to know where she was at because she potentially could have been taking our son. Okay, that's justifying. Throwing rocks at somebody's house. Oh yeah, because I wanted them to know I was there because I was hurt. Yeah, that's justifying. Stop. Just stop, man. You're not helping yourself.
And yet you told Ms. Crook that you didn't break the table. All you did was walk up and ask, "Are you okay?" and then left. That's what you told Ms. Crook.
That I was there earlier when the Rockins and I was at home, and I spoke to Lauren, and she said that she was in distress, so I went there to check on her.
And broke the table.
That was an earlier instance, maybe 2 or 3 hours earlier.
So you went to Eddie's house twice?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you told Ms. Crook you didn't break the table. Right?
Yes.
Okay. There was an attempted violation of a protection order, a misdemeanor, in October of 22. What was that all about?
October of 22.
October 14th of 22.
Are you saying the first protection order violation?
That's what I'm saying.
That was an instance where I found out that Lauren was at a bar and she had my son in the car with another random gentleman. So I walked inside the bar to confront her about why my son was in the car.
Even though there was a protection order against you?
Yes.
Okay. How long had that protection order been in place?
Not very long.
Okay.
Not that I can recall.
Okay, and then 11 days later, there's a violation of a protection order in Willoughby Court. What was that one all about?
I'm not sure if that was the one we were just speaking to.
No, it's two different ones. One's in Mentor, this one's in Willoughby.
The Willoughby one is the one I was talking about, because I know that took place in Willoughby.
What about the Mentor one?
What happened in the Mentor one, I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Well, I'm referring to the conviction you have for attempted violation of protection order. The incident that happened October 14th of 22.
It was an attempt?
That's right.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
KCC, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome all the KCC raiders. We're just kind of getting into this so far. What have you missed? This guy, he's being charged with some level of stalking, but he's got a couple other charges pending. But then he did the stalking thing. What he did was he put a GPS tracker on his ex-girlfriend's car. He also went to a home of a gentleman that she was seeing and started throwing rocks at his house. And there was some property damage. Sounds like he broke a table. Okay. That was the entire first 20 minutes of the stream. KCC, thank you again so much for the raid. I appreciate it.
Who was a domestic violence against in May of 23?
May. That was okay. Is that what you're referring to?
No, this is a different one.
The domestic violence was, I was dropping my son off to her apartment. I had to get to work. She didn't answer the door, so I had to open up her window of her apartment to let my son in so I can get to work. And then as I was leaving, I noticed that his juice cup was in my car still. So I was a little bit angry, and I wanted to make sure his juice, and I threw it through the window without even looking inside, and it accidentally hit her on the ear, like right here. So that's what that domestic violence was.
Now, why in the world would I believe that?
because that is what happened.
So you seem to have like a run of bad luck. After breaking into her apartment, throwing the sipper cup
Yeah, it was juice.
through the window, happens to hit her in the ear. Then you're throwing a rock at a roof and it happens to break the table. That's just a run of bad luck.
That's probably more a run of bad decisions.
So all this nonsense is going on from September through February, right?
I think that's pretty accurate.
Yes.
What is your mental health diagnosis?
I'm not sure.
Were you ever evaluated?
Yes. I haven't gotten any results though personally.
When were you evaluated?
I believe I did an evaluation when I came to the Genesis Center. I did an assessment. I know I had one at Signature Health maybe a few years ago when we had those domestic violence charges. I believe I had to do an assessment, or that happened, and then I was on probation for that stuff that happened in Willoughby.
Okay, but you don't believe you have any mental health problems, right?
I don't know if I agree with that statement.
Well, you told the psychological evaluator that you deny any history of mental health treatment and do not have any mental health concerns at this time.
No, at that time I did not.
Mr. Union stated, I don't need any mental health treatment. I just want to be able to return home and get on with my life and fix my relationship with my girlfriend and be there for our son.
I would probably say that we probably need counseling therapy for
For what?
Couples therapy.
Okay, but you don't need any mental health treatment because you don't have any problems. I don't know what world you're living in because this stuff has been going on for 2 years. Bizarre stuff been going on for 2 years and you don't have any mental health problems? What drug problems do you have?
Currently no drug problems,
What
Thank the
drug
Lord.
problems have you had?
I was using Klonopin, not as a drug habit, however.
As
it
what?
Was, it was a once every few months kind of thing.
For what?
Just anxiety.
Where'd you get that?
Lawrence prescribed it.
You're taking somebody else's meds?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else that you use that you shouldn't have been using?
No.
What about marijuana?
Yes, I have smoked weed from time to time.
Benzodiazepines.
That's Klonopin.
Okay. What about alcohol?
Do drink occasionally socially, not as it was an alcoholic or anything, not frequently.
All right. I'm going to say this about Klonopin. After I got divorced, I lived with my sister. I've said this story a couple times, but I lived with my sister for a little bit and I couldn't sleep and I was just having a lot of issues, and she was a nurse, right? And she had Klonopin. She's like, just take this, it'll help you sleep. I was messed up for about 2 days. I didn't know what it was. I trusted her. I took it. Never again. For anyone who prescribed that and takes it, really hope that your doctor knows what you're doing, because it messed me up bad. And I don't understand how people can take that daily. It took me 2 or 3 days just to get it out of my system for me to feel normal again. Yeah. And I can see why it's addictive. But I did not like the feeling at all. Not at all.
You like them to minimize all of your problems. That's what you did when you went through the pre-sentence report interview. It's what you did when you went through the psychological interview. So it seems to me you're a guy that's biding your time here. Tell me what you think I want to hear to get as minimal a sanction as possible. That's how you strike me.
I'm sorry that comes across that way.
Well, it only comes across that way because that's how it is. So what do you think it is you should do if you're put on probation?
I would fully intend on continuing IOP treatment.
Well, I thought you were done with the IOP.
At the Genesis Center, yes, I have cleaned there, but I fully intend on continuing that.
Where?
Signature Health was the first place I was going to look to.
Did you start there?
I haven't been able to because I've been at the Genesis Center. And
The Genesis Center was for the IOP, right?
It was PHP and IOP.
And the Alpha House is a sober living facility,
Yeah,
right?
when you're at the Alpha House, you go to the Genesis Center 5 days a week,
right, for
4 hours.
Okay. So your goal is to get home as soon as possible, right?
That's what I would like to do, but I would like to continue getting some kind of help once I leave the Alpha House, if I do in fact leave.
Okay, help for what?
Just life's problems.
Like what? What do you mean?
Dealing with relationships, Klonopin, alcohol, some marijuana. Just trying to be a good citizen and be there to raise my children.
So you're telling me you never had a mental health?
Don't get ahead of it. Isn't that special? Don't get ahead. You're gonna like the ending. It's a good ending for. I'm not gonna spoil it. Let's go.
Health evaluation, right?
I believe that I did have one when I was at Signature Health. When I was on probation, they made me get an evaluation for probation there.
When was that?
Excuse me?
When was that?
2 years ago, possibly.
Okay. And you don't remember what they told you?
I was doing dual diagnosis therapy once every 2 weeks at Signature Health.
So am I to assume that this nonsense that's been going on is all of a sudden going to stop?
I'm hoping that it will stop, yes. That's my intent, not to do any of this craziness anymore.
Well, I would hope that would be your.
All right. No, I'm not going to be able to. This is going to be one of those words that's not pronounced anything like it looks like. There's no way I'm going to hit this one. First off, CAIO is close enough to Chow, but it's not going to be that. But I would say Chow Mei, but I know that's not going to be right. This is going to be one of those words that the IO is going to sound like it's going to sound like another vowel, like E. Is it? Now I'm thinking it might be Quime, but that doesn't sound right either. Yeah, no idea. I give up. You got me on that one. Sorry.
Protection.
Yes, it is.
Okay, but this is very, you're actions are very concerning to me. I mean, one of these incidents, she's taking the trash out and hears footsteps and it's you coming toward her. And then you grab her by the arm. What was that all about?
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Well, I'm referring to the time that she was taking out the garbage, turned around, and you were coming at her. And then eventually caught her and grabbed her arm. So what was that all about?
I don't recall what the instance was, but I'm sure it was just me looking for answers to why we were together a few days prior, then
What?
all of a sudden there was a protection order.
Well, you just don't go up to the drugstore and get a protection order. You got to go through a process to prove certain facts before a protection order gets issued, okay? So you're just kind of like an innocent bystander and she's out to get you for whatever reason, is what you're kind of telling me.
I can't speak on to the reasons the protection orders were filed or the thoughts that she had while filing them.
Now, didn't this have something to do with her breaking up with you or some nonsense like that?
What do you mean by that? It had to do with her using a protection order as a way to break up with me.
Why was she breaking up with you? And if she was breaking up with you,
She was breaking up with him because he was putting GPS devices on her car. Do you need another reason? I don't think you do. If you do, then yeah, sorry, dude. Oh yeah, I put a GPS device on your car because I love you. Why aren't you responding to me? That was a statement. Why aren't you? Yeah, no, it's not how it works.
why didn't you respect that decision and stop pestering her?
I was just looking for some closure to why.
Okay,
I was.
what makes you think you're entitled to that closure?
I guess I was.
If she doesn't want to give it to you, what makes you think you're entitled to it? That's your problem. You think you're entitled to what you want, when you want it, how you want it. That's your problem. If she tells you to blow off today, then that's the end of it, right?
Yes.
But not with you. That's my concern about you. Sit down. Serrano.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that Ms. Simpson
All right, that one's a little bit better because that one's actually probably just pronounced like. I mean, there's too many syllables in there, so I'm gonna mess one of them up. But it's gonna be etymological. That's what I'm gonna say. But that's a better word if you want me to try to pronounce it, and I'm gonna mispronounce the crap out of it. When you bring up these words that have different sounding letters, that's not fair. That's not fair. But that one I'm just gonna mispronounce because there's too many syllables. Kind of like Shire cat.
Simpson would like to make a statement to the court prior to the state making their recommendation.
What do you want to tell me?
I'd first like to comment on how quickly this turned into a dumpster fire. I think he's terrified of the consequences that are coming his way potentially, and
Oh, he should be.
Yes, and I also agree with you that he is downsizing this regarding, downplaying this, regarding of some of those shaded comments. I'm very proud of him. I am entitled to some help with my child, as he is a father, and he was a loving one, and he has been a great one until he started having some drug and alcohol problems. And we both kind of cyclically had some of those problems together. I am not faultless in this. I did not do some of those extreme things, or any of those extreme things, but I didn't exactly not provoke some of the situation as well. This is the best I've seen him look in years. I have taken my son up to the Alpha House to visit him apprehensively, and I was just seeing him when I came in here, I almost had a mental breakdown because he looks great and he's doing great. And the things I hear from the people he's been around at the Alpha House, I haven't seen this in years. And I do think that he is going to, I know that he is going to do what he's telling you he's going to do. This is scaring him, and he is not good at opening his face and saying intelligent things. It's never been his strong suit. But this is not something that's going to be a repeat, and it's not going to be something that I'm going to cyclically provoke as well. I'm proud of him, and I think he is a man of integrity. He's going to do well in society.
Okay, thank you.
That was girlfriend. That was the mother of his child. Kind of sounds like they might still be together. I don't know. Maybe she just doesn't want him in jail so he can work and help her out. I don't know. But not what I was expecting at all. Now I see why he keeps doing these things. He has multiple different counts on different days because she keeps taking him back.
Saronic?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just to touch on a couple of things that were spoken about with the defendant here. In addition to the tracker and the showing up at boyfriend's houses and all just taking out the trash, there was a pattern of incessant phone calling as well that, I mean, in certain days went up to 379 calls in one day, 231 calls in one day, 199 calls
How
in
do
one
you
day.
physically do that?
130 calls, 155 calls. These are all within January and February, so leading up to these offenses. So I do think that there is a significant mental health component to this. The state did.
You know what I would do right now if I were the judge? I'd be like, take out your phone. Call one number 356 times, and let's time it. Let's see how much time it takes you to do that. 356 times. That's how much time you wasted that day. That is insane. It's not the first time we've heard this. We hear it in Judge Simpson's court. We hear it in a bunch of different courts when the prosecutor says, oh, they called her over 250 times. And the judge finally asked the right question. How do you physically do that? Denali Mike. Don't know. If the judge made him do it out of his pocket right now, it would take him what? 356 times. Let's say you have to let it ring through, right? You're not just hitting and hanging up. So what are we going to say? 20 seconds a call? So that's 3 calls a minute. You know what? We'll shorten it down to be easier. We'll do 10 seconds a call. So that's 6 calls a minute. You guys do the math. I'm not going to.
Agree as part of the plea to recommend community control sanctions, and the defendant has not violated his bond since he has been in treatment. The state is going to continue to recommend community control sanctions. However, even the most recent bond violation for the OVI in July involved the defendant at 2 a.m. crashing his vehicle drunk, looking for Miss Simpson with their 4-year-old son in the car. I think that shows as recently as July that there is not only an issue with alcohol and substances, but an issue still with this relationship with Miss Simpson. And so the state is going to ask that you adopt the recommendation of the probation department. I would also specifically ask for mental health treatment outside of just the drug treatment and the IOPs, and outside of couples counseling, like actual mental health treatment, because whether or not the defendant wants to state that that's a problem, I think it's clear from the fact that that is something that has contributed to all of this behavior. Thank you.
What were you doing driving around with your son at 2 in the morning?
I was worried.
Why were you riding around with your son under the influence at 2 in the morning?
I believe there was a test that there was
I
not
wasn't under the influence of alcohol. I blew a .01 at the police department. However, I was under the influence of Klonopin that day. We had an argument.
Okay, so you were under the influence of a drug.
Yeah, yes. It affected me in a way that I wasn't aware it was going to affect me. I had 1 shot of alcohol to go with it, and I've been told that that's a very dangerous combination that I was unaware of at the time. We had an argument earlier that day, and I didn't hear from her for 6, 7, 8 hours.
How old are you?
38 years old.
Okay, this having an argument with your girlfriend and getting mad about it, and driving around looking for her, you know, it's probably more appropriate for like a 16-year-old than a 38-year-old.
Yes.
Okay. Are you stuck?
When we get in arguments, usually when she disappears like this, she goes to the bar, and I was worried about her getting intoxicated at a bar.
So what did you do? Check different bars?
Yes, she has a few local bars that she hangs out at.
This guy has severe trust issues. He's not checking, because he's worried about her being at a bar. He's worried about who she may be talking to. That's this guy in a nutshell. That's why he's driving all over wherever at 2 a.m. with his son in the car, because she's not responding to your text messages or calls. This lady needs to leave. They need to separate from each other is what needs to happen, because she keeps coming back to him for whatever reason. So part of him thinks that this is okay.
Why don't you have a driver's license?
Because of the impending case that night.
Where do you work?
In Manor, I do landscaping and snow plowing in the winter. It's called Crookshanks Maintenance.
All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and the drug and alcohol evaluation. I've considered what everybody has said here today. I've considered all the provisions of 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. I'm going to place you on community control for 5 years. You're going to serve 47 days in the jail with credit for 47. You're going to remain at the Alpha House sober living facility for a minimum of a total of 6 months. You're going to continue your aftercare, or if you haven't started the aftercare, you're going to start the aftercare, complete it, and follow all recommendations. You're to have no drugs or alcohol, and you'll be screened. I'm going to get a mental health evaluation, a new one, You're going to follow all the recommendations. You're going to attend at least 3 AA meetings a week and obtain a sponsor and maintain a sponsor. You're to utilize only one doctor and one dentist and one pharmacy for any prescription medication. If you are prescribed medication, you're to take it only as prescribed. And sign releases for probation to get your records, and to get a valid driver's license, maintain and obtain and maintain full employment, and pay the cost and supervision fees. Anything else, Ms. Crook?
We were recommending no contact with them.
Okay. You understand all the terms?
Did you say I have to stay at the Alpha House for 6 months?
6 months total. I was gonna ask, is that 6 months from August 28th or 6 months from now?
Go ahead.
Some of the things that you're ordering over at the office, he will not be allowed to do because it's so constricted and, to where they're not allowed to work.
Okay, well,
They're not allowed to, like, there's so many different things, but he can continue IOP at the Genesis Center.
Okay.
Staying at the Alpha House.
well, I don't care where he does the IOP or the aftercare, just that he does it. And if you can't work while you're there, then when you get out, you'll work. So I assume you can get a mental health evaluation, right?
Yes, we can send him out to, if he stays with the Genesis Center, I can help him through,
Okay.
venture through all those things, getting his driver's license.
Okay.
Setting him up for the mental health evaluations and stuff. So if you keep him at the Genesis Center, that I can help him with. I can help him with all those things that you listed.
Okay, then that's what you're gonna do. You got any questions?
Did you get the answer your question? Is it
6 months from August 28th or 6 months from now?
6 months total.
Total. All right, so that's from August 28th.
so I have to remain at the Alpha House
At the
for
Alpha
another
House.
4 months?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's clear that you don't want to. It's clear you
I
want to leave
just-
now.
I have a 4-year-old that dearly misses me, and that I need him as much as I need him.
So why don't you figure out how to live your life like a 38-year-old, okay? And then you won't have people telling you where you have to live and when you have to live there and how long you have to live there, and live a normal life for a 38-year-old. That's the answer. You got problems that you may or may not resolve. And your attitude here today is you want to get the hell out of here with as little as possible, as soon as possible, and aren't really concerned with addressing the problem that you have, the problems that you have. So you're going to fail. None of this means anything. You're going to fail because you don't want to do this stuff. Any other questions? Is that a no?
No.
Okay. Now, if you do not comply with each and every one of these terms, the state will file a motion to terminate your community control, and if I find you violated, I'll terminate it, and you'll go to prison for 60 months. 60. 5 years. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then when you get out, you might be on post-release control to the parole authority. And then they'll put conditions on you. They'll tell you what you have to do. And if you don't listen to them, then they could send you right back to prison for up to 9 months each time you violate, up to 1/2 of the 60 months that I give you. And if your violation's a new felony, then in addition to getting prosecuted for that, you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation. And you'll do either 12 months or the time left under post-release control, whichever is more. As you sit there and shake your head in disbelief that you're having to endure all this stuff.
I've endured a lot, Your Honor.
No, you screwed around a lot, breaking the law a lot, doing things you're not supposed to be doing a lot. You haven't endured shit, okay?
Okay.
Now, if you want, I can just send you to prison. You won't have to be on probation.
Please
You
do not
want
do
that?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Haranik?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Reardon?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Now, whether I see you again, Mr. Union, is completely up to you. You don't want to see me again? Do what you're supposed to do and live like an adult.
I could not. I needed to pause it at that point because I let it run for about 10 minutes and I needed to pause it, but I didn't want to. That was good. That judge ran at the end was good. And he did his signature walk off the bench, but they cut it too soon. So we didn't get to see him storm off back into his chambers. It's my favorite part about this judge is his epic moments where he mic drops and just storms off the bench. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. That guy deserves every bit of what he got. I mean, how creepy can you be for that long and not? You know what? Let's move on. Chris Barton, KB. Thank you so much for the 8 months. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Chris. And Bad Scooter for the 9 months. Thank you both. I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. All right. We're going to do a little change of pace. We need a little palate cleanser after that. We're going to jump into Judge Simpson's court. This was from today. And this is nothing serious. We're just going to be laughing. Judge Simpson's cracking up. And I think I got about 7 or 8 minutes of him in this video. So... and he's laughing almost the entire time. It's good. It's funny. Even a defendant cracks a joke at him, and it's good. It's a good one. All right. Let's go.
Court calls the case of the People versus Abdul Aziz, Ibrahim.
Conrad Silver on behalf of this counsel.
Good morning, Assistant Public, or good afternoon, Public Defender Laura Perry, Mr. Ibrahim. According to the notes, Your Honor, Mr. Ibrahim gave Ms. Payton responsibility to admit to double parking on his behalf.
Is that correct, Ms. Payton?
Ibrahim?
That is correct, Your Honor. I did have admission to admit to double parking on Mr. Ibrahim's behalf, and he was asking me to ask the court for.
Yeah, he does that every now and then. I don't like sharing that because it's not mine to share, right? It was really sweet. If anyone wants to watch it, just go look at Judge Simpson's channel. I don't think he deletes those, but again, it's not my moment to share, so I'm not going to take that moment from that couple. But yeah, it was really sweet. I agree.
3 months to pay it if the court would allow that.
Ooh. You know, so she was just going to sneak that in there. You know, she just said it real fast, like I wasn't going to catch it. Were we adding the count to?
Yeah, add count 2 of double parking, Your Honor, and you accept the admission from defense counsel. Move to dismiss the original charge.
And Ms. Pate, having authority to admit to double parking on your client's behalf, you do so admit to the date and time in question?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, court will accept that admission. Count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Fines and costs of $180. 3 months?
He did ask for 3 months.
What did you tell him was going to be realistic?
To be frank, Your Honor, I did say we could ask for a month or 2 to pay it, and he said, I don't believe I will in 1 to 2. Can we ask for 3? And I said we could ask for it. It's up to the court, but I will make that request at his request.
You said that judge is a jerk, and he'll never do that to you.
I didn't say that. I would say if I said that, but I did not.
Okay.
I said I would ask, but it was up to the court.
I wanted to see if she was going to say yes. Tell him to pay it by December 31st, 2024.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. If I had said it, I would tell you. Really. You're way too honest, Pete. Court calls the case People versus Stephen John.
Conrad Silver on behalf of the township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Laura Perry on behalf of Mr. John. Mr. John, please state your name for the record.
Stephen John.
All right.
You know, we are here for a pretrial. I believe there's also a violation report. Mr. John had a late Soberlink test. That's why he is here today. We did have a conversation about it. He said he just overslept. It was negative for alcohol. I think it was about 47 minutes late. And he assured me that he will be testing on time moving forward. As for the Pre-trial, we are asking for an adjournment to earn a reduction. Mr. John is going to do an assessment with Von Schwartz. He has contacted Carrie. We're just waiting on a date for that assessment to be set. But that's in motion.
All right. So you just overslept?
I slept late. I was studying for an exam and then I woke up late, so it didn't really work out in my favor. It's not an excuse, but it was my.
Where are you in school?
At University of Michigan, here in Ann Arbor.
I know where it is.
Happy to say it.
Really? What are you studying?
I'm at Ross for business.
Pardon?
I'm at Ross for business.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes.
What was the exam on?
It wasn't an exam, it was a presentation. So it was a group presentation. I had to do all the little nitty bitty work. So I was up to like 5 a.m. finishing up this presentation and then writing up the.
How many people were in the group?
3.
Man, you gotta learn how to lead the group. You get those other people to do that stuff.
I tried.
I think I made it through school.
I looked at
No,
I looked at it. I was like, damn, no one finished it. Yeah, so,
well, what grade did you get?
I got an A on it actually. So
nice.
It worked out in my favor.
After all that, then he gonna brag. What he should have said, if he had been smart, he should have said, I got a B, and barely, Your Honor, because I had to sleep.
I'll remember.
I don't feel bad for you. All right.
All right. I don't mean to rain on this guy's parade. Judge Simpson's having fun with them. But I went back to school as an adult. I was 35 when I finished my bachelor's degree. No, it wasn't 35. I think I was 33. Anyways, doesn't matter. People that are complaining that they had to stay up all night to finish something, yeah, that's bad time management. It really is. I don't have any sympathy for that. Judge is having fun with him, though, but I'm not going to give him any sympathy for it. Yeah, he waited till the last minute, found out that all the work wasn't done. That's on his group. It's on him. You know, he could have been checking it. Anyways, don't mean to raid on this parade. I just had to stick that in there because, you know, going to school as an adult sucks, especially when you have kids and a full-time job. So I see this a little differently, but I'm glad Judge Simpson's laughing with this guy.
I'll let the thing go. Just don't have any more late tests. No problem. All right. How much time did you need? You don't know when the...
No, we're waiting on a return call from Carrie.
All right, let's do it this way. My sentencing date would normally be the 13th, and she's getting people in for that. So I'll put this out to November 20th.
Yeah, that should work. I know.
Really?
You're
He has a lot to say today. November 20th, 2024, 9 a.m. You're invited.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. You're welcome. It was so like
MB, I was hoping you would just stop by tonight. You sent me 2 super chats on Monday night, and I only saw one of them. And I wanted to make sure that, first off, you did it on purpose, that you meant to send it twice. If you didn't, please go back and look, and I'll send you the money back because you sent it twice, and it was extremely generous. Speaking of which, I do want to get onto that point. I actually meant to say it during the last break. I've got about 5 more minutes to Judge Simpson, and I'm going to explain, I feel like every other day we're raising money for something, but we're raising money for Andrea now, and I'll explain it during the break, but I just wanted to make sure I called out MB to make sure she knows that while she's in chat, that you sent me the money twice. Just making sure it was on purpose. Okay, let's go.
University of Michigan. I got an A. Just never mind. Go on. Let's go. Court calls the case People versus Edward Johnson III.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Township.
Good afternoon. This is the Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Johnson. Please state your name for the record.
Edward Johnson. Hello.
Your Honor, we have a resolution Mr. Johnson is going to be admitting responsibility to double parking.
That's correct, Your Honor. So I move to add count 2, double parking. If you accept the admission from Mr. Johnson, then I move to dismiss the original charge.
I don't know how anybody gets around Pittsfield if they're all double parked. Just sorry. Didn't mean to.
That was great. That joke right there, and then what the defendant says right following this is why I have this clip in here. Judge, I don't know how anyone gets around with all the double parking because they amend every single ticket to double parking. If you get pulled over, you don't have a license or you don't have insurance, and by the time you show up to court, they drop the double parking, so it's like a $85 fine. But that joke was hilarious and it was on point, and I just love that he said it. But what the defendant says next is absolutely hysterical.
Say that out.
A lot of cars.
Yes. Gotta get the truck back. Sir, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on June 21st, 2024, at the location of Washington Avenue in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, that you double parked the motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Here in Michigan.
Pardon?
Michigan.
In Michigan. There you go, mess with me.
No, I thought that was funny what you said. I was agreeing with what you said.
That was pretty good.
He got me.
I like that. Court will accept his admission to count 1 is dismissed. You know, I don't let anybody show up me a joke, so. Oh, I'll just make it 180. I was going to charge him like a few thousand, but no. $180. When can you pay that, sir?
Can I pay half on the 1st and half on December 1st? Half of November and
you get a check at first of the month?
Yes.
How much is your check?
$943.
Pardon?
$943. With
hold on.
Truck.
Hold on.
Okay.
And you make it on what you make it on that each month, right?
I'm sorry.
I mean, you make it with that each month. I know it's hard, right?
Man.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
When I try to get a job, they say I'm liability because my legs swell up real bad. So it just
all right. Here's what we'll do. What I'm going to do is pay $30 per month. I won't start that until December 1st.
Wow. Okay. I appreciate it.
That work for you?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
I can pay a little extra too.
Pardon?
I can pay a little extra on it too if I have it.
If you got it.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate
You're welcome,
it.
sir.
Nice meeting you too.
Good meeting you. Take care.
Good luck. Good luck.
All right, that was a little palate cleanser with Judge Simpson. Again, I love the double parking joke. I don't know how anyone gets around Pittsfield Township with all the double parking. And then the guy come up and is like, "Oh yeah, I admit to double parking in Michigan." It was fun. It was funny. All right. Let's see. What was I gonna say? All right. So there's something going on right now where this little case that we've all been raising money for Haley. Let's say as a group, my channel, a couple of the people in the background, we decided that let's do something for Andrea. And so right now we're just something small for Andrea. I'm not looking for anything as crazy as what we did for Haley, but just something small to say thank you to Andrea. And I'll tell you, I announced this on Monday for Members Monday. And we raised almost $500 on Monday for Andrea. I think it was actually over 500. I got to subtract the 30% from the super chats, but it's I still believe it's over 500, but we want to do something for Andrea. So if anybody wants to help with that, feel free. I would appreciate it if you send it through my link tree in the description and not super chats, because any super chats I'm not going to get till next month. So I'm going to have to cover it out of pocket till next month. So if that's what you want to do, I'll still throw it in there, but it's I have to subtract 30% of it and then have to wait for a month to get that money back, which is fine. I don't care to do that. Just it would make it easier for me if you did send it through the PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. Like I said, we raised a little over 500 on Monday night already. And I'll break this news to you right now. Gavin, her son, has agreed to come on stream with me Saturday night. This Saturday night. Now, I don't normally stream Saturday nights, but I'm going to be doing it this Saturday because Heather and I's anniversary is on Sunday. So we're going to be spending Sunday night as our date night instead of Saturday night. So I will be streaming Saturday night this night instead of Sunday night. So it actually works out perfect that that's the night he's available. So he will be on stream with me on Saturday, so we can ask him all the questions we want. He'll be here. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see Gavin. Gavin's a cool kid, man. He really is. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's gonna do some good things in life. I can see that. I mean, I feel like that's a weird comment to make. He's half my age, so I feel like I can say that. I'm 40, he's 21. So yeah. Anyways, so that was the comment. That's why I shouted out MB, because MB sent a donation on Monday night, but she doubled it, and I just wanted to make sure that was on purpose. And MB then, after I said that, said she's still in the first case. So she didn't even hear me say that. So MB, if you're here, please let me know that was on purpose, because it was extremely generous, but you did send it twice. So I just want to make sure that was on purpose, because I will send you it back if it wasn't, because it was a lot. Just saying. Okay. So that's what's going on. All right, let's move on. Yeah, let's move on. MB, you are here. Thank you so much, MB. I appreciate it. That's awesome, MB. Thank you so much. I'm still going to use it towards. Well, how about this? I'll split it. Because I don't need it. But how about I'll do? I don't know. I'll do something for me. I'll do something small for me, and then I'll give the rest to Andrea. I still owe Haley $83 too. Which that's how this whole conversation came up. I was going through and I don't want to say balancing my books, but I was making sure I sent everything to Haley that was sent to me, and I still had $83 of hers. So I was asking permission if I could send that to Andrea instead. And then people just started sending me money for Andrea. So I'm going to send Haley the $83 that was earmarked for her, and then everything for Andrea to her. But the reason Gavin's coming on stream is we don't know what to do. Do we just send her the money directly, or do we, should we do something special for her? That's the idea of having Gavin on stream. He kind of already told me what he thinks, but I think it's a good opportunity to have him on stream just to come up here. So yeah, that's where we're going. Credence and Mikey in the house. What's up, Credence and Mikey? How are you doing, bud? I haven't talked to you in a little bit. Hopefully you're well. I'm sure you are. You're always awesome. But absolutely good to see you, and thank you so much for the super sticker, Credence and Mikey. I do appreciate it. Okay. All right, so we're going to move on to the last case. I don't want to harp on this any longer. I've just now been talking about it for 5 minutes. So we're going to move on. This is the last case. This one gets hilarious in all the wrong reasons at the end of this clip. We have Tony Hawk Jr. over here really upset about something, but it happens at the end. So we're going to play this. It's not a long clip. Let's go.
Good afternoon, may we have your name?
She doesn't need money. So I'm sorry. This is our way of saying thank you. I don't want to go through the entire Haley story again, but during the course of the week and a half that we were covering this case, a lot of people said that they wanted to help out Andrea. So that's why we decided to do this on Monday, just to put something together for Andrea. She doesn't need money, at least as far as I know. I don't know her situation. I barely know her personally. So this is just a small thank you for doing everything that she's done for Haley. So that's all this is. That's all this is. That's why after Monday I was just going to call it a day, but I promised everyone I would give it a week because like I said, we got a little over 500 on Monday. So, but we're gonna give this a week. If anyone else wants to donate to it, that's fine. I don't want to pressure anyone to it because to the best of my knowledge, she doesn't need anything. But again, that's why we're getting Gavin in, so he can tell us, spoil her for a weekend, buy her a spa weekend trip somewhere, or just send her the money. Like that. That's what I want him to say to everybody, even if he probably doesn't even know, right? But anyways, that's the idea behind it. But right at this point, we're just going to send her the money. But if he has any cool ideas, we'll go by that. Or if anyone else has any cool ideas, I offered this to the members on Members Monday. If anyone else has any cool ideas, email me or Discord me. And yeah, I'm looking for any potential ideas, just for a way to say thank you to her for all of her hard work, because she's been a parent to Haley for the last 2 years through all of this. So just a small thank you from the community to her for all of her hard work. That's all it is. Okay, now I'm done talking about it. Tonight.
Name, please.
Name?
May I have your name?
James Stephen Glass, Holcamp.
Mr. Holcamp, we are on the record in two separate cases. Case number 24-2833 SM, for which you're appearing for a bench warrant arraignment, and arraignment in case number 24-3018 SM. You're appearing with Ms. Mistely, the defense attorney available through the Indigent Defense Counsel here to assist you. And Ms. Mistely, did you have, in the underlying case, did you have opportunity to review the allegations on the complaint, nature of the offenses and possible maximum penalties in each of those cases?
I don't know if I just misplaced something, but I just show a bench warrant in 2833 and then a new complaint in 3018. Is that right?
So the bench warrant is for a failure to appear.
For a pretrial.
And I believe that, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Pretrial in 2833. And then it's arraignment in the.
Yep.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, got it. Okay, so with regard to the bench warrant failure to appear for pretrial, Mr. Holcamp and I did review that. He tells me he received no notice of that pretrial conference, and for that reason, he did not appear. I don't know what address it may have been sent to. There's no address on the document I have. But he said he did not receive it wherever the court may have sent it.
So the court sent it to 222 Cass Street. And so Mr. Holtkamp, will you be, and I'm not going to recall the bench warrant and take no action. So Ms. Mistely, is he requesting a hearing, or would he be seeing the judge today, or asking to see the judge with regard to the bench warrant?
You want a hearing with the judge? Mr. Holtkamp?
Yes, what are you saying?
Do you want a hearing, or are you going to admit the failure to appear?
You may be seated.
I want to
Court does call the case. People versus Megan Perkins.
And I assume he wishes to have his attorney who.
And welcome to my editing mistakes. Yep, I'm awesome. I am so good at cutting those out. Never remember they're there. Yeah. Welcome to my channel. That was Judge Simpson coming back from his recess. Okay, let's keep going with this case. Yeah.
Do you want a hearing, or are you going to admit the failure to appear?
I want a hearing.
Okay. And I assume he wishes to have his attorney, whoever that is, present.
Thank you. And it's Ms. Conlon. So we will make sure that we get that hearing scheduled as quickly as possible. You will be remanded to jail until the time of that hearing. Then we're going to move on to case number 24-3018SM. And Ms. Mistley, did you have opportunity to review the allegations in the complaint, the nature of the offense, and the possible maximum penalties with Mr. Holt?
I did, and we will waive a formal reading of the misdemeanor complaint and a plea of not guilty and request assigned counsel.
Mr. Holtkamp, I just want to verify contact information with you. So in order to complete that petition for court-appointed attorney, I'm going to place you under oath and ask you some questions. Would you please raise your right hand and swear that the information you're about to give me will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
I swear that the information I give you will be the truth, but the best of to my knowledge.
Thank you, and you're welcome to lower your hand. Sir, what is your phone number?
I don't have a phone number because my phone gets repeatedly stolen.
What is your mailing address?
Goodwill.
Are you currently residing there?
Was until I got lifted upon here and brought back to jail, so I probably don't get to stay at Goodwill anymore. Honestly, I probably have to go back to 22 Cass Street at this point.
Do you use an email address?
Yeah, I use several email addresses, but I don't see why I think you need.
So sometimes it's a good way for your attorney. This is information that goes to your court-appointed attorney, and that's a good way for your.
I don't think there's a bunch of you see how it just keeps mixing with itself like this, like this, and you guys keep getting more and more of my information. I don't think that needs to be that way.
Okay. Are you working?
I've been trying to get a job for the last, I don't even know how much I've been trying to get a job, but I have a payee that is appointed by your guys' probate court that says that I can't work, and nothing has been changed, not my housing situation. I can't even get a job. I can't even do anything by myself, except for I'm just getting in trouble now by the state. And it's the states that's forcing this on me in the first place. You people are scary. You know that? You people are really scary.
Okay. So I will appoint an attorney for you.
All right. Yeah, it's Dolly Mike. I like this guy. All right. I'm going to let this video play out. Mainly because the defendant's about to go off, and it is funny for the wrong reasons. I'm set to some MH issues. It sounds like he might be battling homelessness, which is a shame for his age. But yeah, just listen. I called him Tony Hawk Jr. for a reason. I do want to call out Sly real quick. Thank you so much, Sly, for the donation. I will put that towards the Andrea Fund. So I'm going to let this video play out. You guys have a great rest of your evening. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for the super chats, the super stickers, the gifted memberships, and the membership milestones. You guys are awesome. Yeah, get ready. Get ready. This guy's about to yell. And again, it's funny for the wrong reasons. Hit that like if you haven't done already. I'm out. Until next time, bye.
The next step in the process is a pretrial conference. In this case, it would be scheduled for November 7th. I'm going to place you on a $1,500 10% bond. Conditions on the bond are that you may not return to the Civic Center. You may have no threatening, intimidating, harassing.
I cannot go back to the Civic Center. How could I not go back to the Civic Center? I'm like one of the best skateboarders at the Civic Center. Oh my God, dude, what is your problem?
You'll have no threatening, intimidating, harassing, or violent behavior towards any person, and you'll be respectful of all court employees and care providers during the course of your case.
Yeah, you people,
We'll
you
mail you
people
the
are
notice
nice
for your
people. You
meeting.
know that. You people are really nice people. I hope you know that.
You can let the officers know that you're all set, sir.